Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Today, we are going to be bringing you the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. It is a battle between two Eastern Division clubs who are well back of the Philadelphia Phillies. The Braves find themselves at 54-46, 9 games out in the East. The Mets are on their heels. They are 53-48. They are 10.5 back in the East. Both of these clubs are well and alive in the wild card contention. And of course, these games here that will be played in New York will give an advantage to the Mets to hopefully be able to keep pace or maybe overtake the Braves. Right now, the Braves are sitting in the catbird seat in the wild card. They've lost 4 straight. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They have a 1.5 game lead over the Mets in the wild card. With the Padres' victory today over the Nationals, they are currently even with the New York Mets, and they are right now waiting on this game here to decide who will slip into third place or into the third spot and who will secure the second. Mets win, obviously, they'll be in the second spot. Padres have already played their game today, and they are winners of 5 straight. Mets are winners of 3 straight. They're playing some pretty good baseball right now as they are 7-3 in their last 10. We're going to give you the starting lineups, first of all, for the visitors from Atlanta. They are pretty banged up. That is for certain. Leading off in center field tonight is number 24, Jared Kelenic. Batting second and playing third base is number 27, Austin Riley. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 20, Marcell Ozuna. Hitting fourth and playing first base is number 28, Matt Olson. Batting fifth and doing the catching is number 16, Travis d'Arnaud. Batting sixth then in left field is number 8, Eddie Rosario. Batting seventh and playing second base is number 17, Nacho Alvarez Jr. Hitting eighth in right field is number 18, Ramon Laureano. And batting ninth at shortstop is number 11, Orlando Arcia. And they are going to be facing Luis Severino, who takes to the hill with a 7-3 record this year. He's worked 115 2/3 innings. He's allowed 96 hits, 52 runs, 46 have been earned. He's walked 40 and struck out 88. And he's got an ERA of 3.58. That's your starting lineup for the visitors from Atlanta. Now the starting lineup for the home team, New York Mets. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 12, Francisco Lindor. Batting second and at second base is number 11, Jose Iglesias. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 28, JD Martinez. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 20, Pete Alonso. Batting in the 5 spot and playing third base is number 27, Mark Vientos. Hitting sixth then in left field is number 1, Jeff McNeil. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 4, Francisco Alvarez. Hitting eighth and playing center field is number 15, Tyrone Taylor. And batting ninth in right field, number 29, DJ Stewart. And they're going to be facing the ace of the Braves staff, Chris Sale, who has a 13-3 record. He's worked 110 innings. He's allowed 81 hits, 33 runs, 33 have been earned. He's walked 24 and struck out 140, pitching to a 2.70 ERA. Well, those are your starting lineups. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. We're going to get our iced tea ready, and we'll be ready to go, giving you all the calls when we return. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 45 seconds and count it down to game time.
Hello, this is Eric.
Our
Buck,
friend
formerly
is
of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers
Yuki
baseball
Matsui
teams.
says, hey, I'm a Mets
If you wanna
fan.
learn
Let me
about
know.
Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That just little infomercial just ran. We've got our friend Yuki Matsui popping in here tonight. Says, I'm a Mets fan. Let me know if I could stick around. Absolutely. Anybody known as Yuki Matsui is glad to be here. We've got ourselves the first pitch coming up here in just a couple moments. As I said, we had some technical difficulties in our last game as some of our in-between inning videos were creating a little bit of havoc. But we are just a couple moments away from first pitch. Hang tight, everybody. It is Braves and Mets when we return in just a moment. Braves, we're just getting ourselves sorted out. It looks like there is I would say some technical difficulties, but looks like there's been a little bit of minor glitches here before we get going. Maybe that is New York for us. It is Luis Severino who is taking to the hill. He has 19 starts. He's got a record of 7-3 for the Mets. He'll be facing Kalenic, Riley, and Ozuna to get things going here in the top of the first inning. And so the right-hander Severino, the longtime veteran, ready to get going as he rocks into the windup, and the first pitch is on the way, and it is a fastball that misses outside to Kalenic. And we are underway. Ball 1 to Kalenic. Kalenic batting .248 on the season, 11 homers and 32 runs driven in. He takes a fastball off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. We do welcome everybody who is in here, and our friend Yuki says he's 4 pitches ahead of you. Well, that might possibly be so. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, so you're just going to have to bite your tongue a little bit or sync up your video so you can stay with us. Sometimes there's a couple of pitches that we are behind. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball taken at the knees, and it's taken for a called strike, and the count runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kalenic. Sometimes there is a bit of a lag also, too, between the broadcast that we're using. As there's a fastball swung on, it is lifted into deep left field, moving back in front of the warning track, and making the catch is Jeff McNeil. And Kalenic is retired for the first out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up the third baseman, Austin Riley. When we do the Japanese games late night, what ends up happening is people who jump into the stream, they come in and they listen and they sync the games up. And that's what we encourage everybody here to do as well. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside. The count is quickly 1-0 to Riley. Riley batting .255 on the season, 13 homers and 40 runs driven in. As the right-hander delivers a fastball that just misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-0 on Austin Riley. The umpires for tonight's game, we've got Emil Jimenez behind the plate. Gabe Morales is at first. Doug Eddings is at second. And Ryan Addition is the umpire at third. The fastball is swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. This ball is going to get down all the way to the wall. McNeil fields it. And he comes up throwing and cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Austin Riley. So a 1-out double for the Braves third baseman as he's got things going underway here. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna is having a fantastic season for the Braves. He's got himself a .306 batting average. He's got 28 homers and 80 runs batted in. And boy, do the Braves need him, as well as some of their others, to be productive. They are absolutely snake-bitten with injuries. The right-hander Severino getting his sign from his catcher Francisco Alvarez, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. A friend Yuki Matsui says the San Diego Padres BP pitcher. Yeah, He might be a batting practice pitcher these days. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. I like Matsui when he's with the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles last year. Lots of fun to watch. But he did struggle at times, as he was sometimes in a position where he would have to throw a lot of pitches just to be economical to get people out. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and it goes all the way to the backstop. And that is going to advance Riley to third base on the wild pitch. That pitch wasn't even close, and I don't think if Alvarez was catching in the squatted position that he would be able to do that. So that is going to run the count to 2-1. Our friend who is listening here, yeah, well, that's pretty much all we call is the Japanese games. We're just sliding a few MLB games. We'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow night with NPB action. As that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3-1 to Ozuna. Riley, the runner at third, one gone here in the top of the first, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and Ozuna's aboard with a walk. That is going to put runners at the corners. That'll bring up the first baseman, Matt Olson. Most likely tomorrow night will be the Fighters and the Lions. That'll go off at 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern if you are awake. Yuki says, who's the next Shota Imanaga coming to the MLB? Well, Roki Sasaki would be the high-end one. He's the top arm. I don't know if he's coming to the MLB or not, but I really like Masato Morishita of the Carp. To me, he's a major league caliber arm as that fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Olson. Olson batting .223 on the year with 13 homers and 44 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Severino. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, check swing, and that ball is fouled off behind home plate, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1-1 it is. But if you're doing a true comparison to an Imanaga being a small lefty or a diminutive lefty, then it would be Hiroya Miyagi of the Oryx Buffaloes. It would most likely be the left-hander that would match the Imanaga mold, but I don't see him coming to the MLB for quite some time as he's in his early 20s. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Olson as the right-hander delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1-2. Hiroto Takahashi is next. Not sure if that's the case or not. He wanted to come, but I don't think that. I think you're talking about the one with the Lions or one with the Swallows. As that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Olson. So 1-2. Olson batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Severino, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count runs even now to 2-2. So 2-2. This is my first time really getting an extensive look at Francisco Alvarez behind the plate. He's working off of the one knee right now. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of how he's receiving the pitches here. Here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Nice catch there by Alvarez to secure the deal. And Olson is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up Travis d'Arnaud. Well, for d'Arnaud, the former Met, he's been a pretty steady presence for the Atlanta Braves. He's hitting .258, 9 homers and 32 RBIs. He missed some time at the early part of the season through injury. As we mentioned, the Braves have had a number of players who have been on the shelf. So d'Arnaud stepping in, batting from the right side against the right-handed throwing Severino. 2 gone here in the top half of the first. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Yuki is talking about the one knee approach here where he tries to get as low as possible to get the low strikes. As there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. And that's generally been the theory over the last 2 or 3 years, but seems to be something that has been a directive that's run through a lot of Major League Baseball. That's at least at the maybe not the traditional level, but certainly at the level of the management. As that breaking ball is swung on and missed, and the count's 1-2 to d'Arnaud. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As d'Arnaud is waiting here on the offering from Severino, who works himself to the set. And the pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it's tap foul right at home plate. So we'll do the 1-2 pitch all over again. Certainly with runners on the corners, I'm not a big fan of the one-knee approach. Now, mind you, it is Marcelo Ozuna running at first, and he doesn't have the wheels that he once had, as there's a fastball swung on and missed. And d'Arnaud went chasing up in the zone. He's gone for out number 3. The Braves threaten, but they don't score. They leave runners stranded on the corners. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Braves no score and the Mets coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order to come to bat for the Mets. Frankie Lindor, Jose Iglesias, and J.D. Martinez, the 1-2-3 hitters, to face the left-hander Chris Sale. Our friend Yuki points out that the Mets have been the hottest team in July with a 13-7 record. They have played very good baseball and have put themselves into a position where at one time it was thought that they might be sellers at the deadline. Well, maybe not anymore. They might be on the buying end of things, as they certainly are in a wild card position as we speak. At the same time, I could also see them being both buyers and sellers, where they might take a piece off the Major League roster to be able to bring in some other pieces that can help them, maybe even taking on a contract, because the Mets can do that as well. Well, Francisco Lindor comes to the plate. He is hitting .259. He's got 21 homers and 60 runs batted in. He's already got himself a 2020 season. He's on pace to be at least a 30-30 man, as there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Lindor this year is hitting 5 for 27 against the Braves. He's only batting $185. So not one of the more favored teams that he likes to face. There's a fastball swung on, grounded short, fielded by Arcia. He throws to first, and Lindor is going to be retired on a ground out 6-3 to start the Mets order here in the bottom of the first. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Jose Iglesias. Friend Yuki said when Jorge Lopez said the Mets were the worst team in baseball, they were 11 games below 500. Well, certainly not anymore. And a big part of it also, too, has been the play of Iglesias. Since joining the Mets, he has been absolutely outstanding. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Iglesias hitting .381 on the year with 3 homers and 17 runs batted in. Standing in on the right side here, waiting on the offering from Chris Sale as the lefty rocks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul right at home plate. Defensively tonight for the Braves from left to right field, it's Rosario in left. The center fielder is Kalenic with Laureano in right. Around the horn from first to third, it's Olsen at first, Alvarez Jr. at second, Arcia at short, and Riley at third. the battery of Sale and d'Arnaud. Here comes the pitch. And it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 0-2 to Iglesias. Iglesias was in the organization of the Boston Red Sox when he began his career. He was flipped to the Detroit Tigers. That's where he began his big league level playing at. And then after he left Detroit, he's bounced around a little bit as the pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2. He's still quite serviceable. One of the challenges that he had when he was with the Red Sox organization is he had issues with shin splints. Ended up going a fusion surgery on his shins because it was like the bone was curling up off of his shins. And luckily for him, it was able to be fixed, and he's enjoyed himself a lengthy career. As that fastball is swung on and fouled away, count remains at 1-2. Our friend Gracie Lynn in the house tonight. We welcome back to you for coming back in to join us. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Iglesias. As the lefty Sale rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is popped up behind home plate. With plenty of room, it's d'Arnaud there to make the catch, and that will retire Iglesias for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that'll leave it up to the designated hitter, J.D. Martinez. Well, for J.D. Martinez, he's hitting .262 on the season. He's got 10 homers to go with 40 runs batted in. There is no shortage of offense in the Mets batting order. And the acquisition of Martinez in the offseason has proved to be a solid acquisition as he is hitting in front of the polar bear, Pete Alonso. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Martinez began his big league career with the Houston organization. But at the big league level, it was with Detroit where he made his name. And then he's been with a number of places after that. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. Yuki says, I thought you were I was a baseball encyclopedia. We're a baseball savant. Not sure about that, but we certainly can provide a lot of insight. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. I haven't had a really chance to watch Chris Sale pitch a whole lot since he left the Red Sox organization a couple of years ago. I saw him a lot when he was with the White Sox in his early part of his career, and he is, on his day, can absolutely be nasty. As that fastball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. Let's take a left-handed hitter standing in there against him. Not a great spot to be. Here's the 2-2. There's a slow breaking ball swung on. It has popped up over on the first base side. Plenty of room in foul territory. Matt Olson's there. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it. As the Mets go quietly in their half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Mets no score and the Braves no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. And we'll chat it up with our chat when we return. Our friend Gracie Lynn is now holding court, and we'll be back in just a moment. We've got ourselves a top of the second inning coming up here in just a moment. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Braves here in inning number 2. That means Eddie Rosario, Nacho Alvarez Jr., and Ramon Laureano to face the right-hander Luis Severino. Severino at 24 pitches in the first inning as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses inside. And the count is quickly 1-0. Gracie Lynn talking about the Spanish Baseball League website. Not much really going on in Spain, as the pitch is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and it looks like it got a piece of Alvarez just below the glove there. So that is going to run the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. I have to say, the park in Brno, in the Czech Republic, or Draci Brno, call their home. It's a absolutely fabulous field. Could rival a lot of minor league parks in North America, that is for certain. Even the park in Regensburg is top class. Could be a minor league park anywhere in North America, and you would never even notice. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and this ball is lifted into foul territory. Going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eddie Rosario, another player who has moved around a little bit, but has been instant impact at times for the Braves. And he takes a breaking ball for a called third strike. He stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by. He's gone for out number 1. So Rosario in the books, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Nacho Alvarez. Well, for Alvarez, he is batting 111. He just made his debut recently, and he puts him at 1 for 9. As the pitch from Severino is a fastball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. He got his first major league hit the other day. He has been pressed into action because Ozzie Albies is on the injured list. The fastball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Alvarez bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Severino, and there's a fastball swung on. Chopped softly over to short, fielded on the run by Lindor. He throws to first as he has to hurry. That's going to go into the books as a groundout, 6-3. Nice play there by Lindor, as he really had to attack the ball and fire it across the infield. And they're able to retire Alvarez for the second out of the inning. I remember a number of years ago sitting in with one of the organizations, and they didn't really like Lindor. They thought Lindor was going to fill out. This was before his draft year. They thought he was going to end up at third base, as the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. They thought he looked like a college linebacker, as the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. What I mean by college linebackers, that was what they thought his build was going to turn into. They certainly would have whiffed on that one for sure. He's had a very nice career at the shortstop position at the big league level. Breaking ball misses down. The count now goes to 2-1. There was other shortstops in that draft that particular year. One of them was Addison Russell, who has kind of gone by the way of the cancel culture that we live today. There was a fastball swung on it, is grounded through the 6 hole, and it's a little bit of pinball. It looked like it went off the glove of Vientos and off the glove of the shortstop Lindor, and Ramon Laureano is going to get himself an infield single here with 2 out. So he's aboard with a single, and that will bring up the shortstop Orlando Arcia. Friend Yuki says, are you in favor of replacing umps with robot umps calling balls and strikes? To be honest with you, I'm not really. I think that to me, it's kind of gimmicky. Could it be better? Possibly. Fastball, take it for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Problem is baseball on TV, and when you play the game, is not a video game. And the element of outs and saves, balls and strikes, and the judgment calls has been taken away from the game. And I think that that's something that gives people a lot to talk about, as that breaking ball misses down and the count is now even at 1s. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of adding all the extra technology into the game, because even when they have done it, They haven't even got it right even sometimes there as well. And there's a fastball that is swung on. This ball is lifted over the head of the second baseman, and that ball is going to drop down for a base hit. That's going to score Laureano. I'm not sure how Laureano ended up at second base. We had to skip ahead a little bit here. And we've had a little bit of strange feeds with this one here tonight, but a base hit single has scored Laureano. And that has moved him all the way around. That is an RBI single for Arcia. I'll have to go back and pick that up and find out what happened there. First pitch fastball misses upstairs to Jared Kalenic. Kalenic 0 for 1 tonight as he had flew out to left field. Our friend Gracie Lynn says, who is Addison Russell? Never heard of him. Well, Addison Russell, unfortunately, has punched his ticket out of baseball. It seems like forever. As that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even to 1-1. A little bit of frustration, certainly with our browser, the way it's operating tonight. So we'll see if we can get that information for you as it becomes available, as that fastball catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Severino working to the set position. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Ball gets away from Lindor, but the home plate umpire has ruled him out. I'm not sure why that was. Maybe it was on the backswing. That was kind of a weird play. But Francisco Alvarez gets the strikeout to Kalenic, and that is going to do it. That's going to end the inning here. There was 1 run in the inning. We'll get the replay of that. Or maybe we won't. 1 run on 2 hits. It looks like it was on the exchange is what they ruled it at. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1.5. Your score is the Braves 1 and the Mets no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for hanging out with us here tonight. Be right back after this and carry on our conversation about robo-umps and everything else when we return.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come up for the Mets. That means Pete Alonso, Mark Vientos, and Jeff McNeil, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, as it is their turn to face the left-hander Chris Sale. Alonso on the season hitting .244. He's got himself 20 homers and 53 runs batted in. Lefty Sale ready to go back to work here as he kicks and delivers. The first pitch is a fastball that moves the polar bear off the plate. The count is 1-0. We're talking a little bit about the robo umpires, and it takes the element out of the game. Yeah, I mean, people say, hey, we want to make sure we get the calls right. As I said, we've seen enough where they've gone to the video review and they still can't get the calls right. So that breaking ball misses down. It's now 2-0 to Alonso. Sale ready to go again. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into straightaway center field. Coming in on it and making the catch is Kalenic. That is going to retire Alonso for the first of the inning. He hit the ball right on the screws. It just held up long enough. It was his easy catch there for the center fielder, Kalenic. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Mark Vientos. Greasy Lynn says, sorry, not sorry, but Mets home TV and radio production is not very good. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Yeah, there's certain teams, and I can't comment because I haven't watched the Mets enough, but the one team that gets my ire is the Chicago Cubs and their production. I'm not talking about their play-by-play or color crew. It's just the way that they will cut away, and you're watching the people in the booth, and they're forgetting that the game is going on. As that breaking ball is waved at and missed, the count now goes to 0-2 on Vientos. That's what makes it particularly frustrating. So here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. And we start to see that here with the Mets as well, that they show Keith Hernandez and they click away from the game and whatever else it might be. Just care to see the game and maybe put them in the corner. As that fastball misses upstairs, the count goes to 2-2. But there's not much you can say about that. That's just the way that the production is. I remember there was Frank Gifford once said when he was doing Monday Night Football, there's a fastball swung on and missed. Vientos in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the flying squirrel, Jeff McNeil. Frank Gifford once said, if you think egos in the booth were pretty big, of course, it was Gifford and O.J. Simpson and Howard Cosell. He said the egos on the production side were just as big. So McNeil steps up to the plate. He's hitting at 226, 228 on the year. Check that. 9 homers and 32 RBIs as he swings and fouls that one away. Count is quickly 0-1. I've always liked Jeff McNeil. I think he's a very good athlete. I'd argue and say maybe the most athletic player on the Mets. And it's just like they can't seem to really lock down on a spot where they want to leave him. He's played second base. He's played third base. He's played left field. He's been all over the map. But you'd think that they would get him a spot where they could leave him and just let him relax and play there all the time. As that pitch had missed away, so the count's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Sale. And that pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. Yuki says, Jeff plays too much golf and it ruins his swing. Well, I have to say this, that if you're going to golf, you should be golfing right-handed. Fastball swung on, that's lifted foul. It's going to reach into the seats. One of my former players, his father had the foresight. If you want to ruin a good baseball swing, pick up a golf club. If you want to ruin a good golf swing, pick up a baseball bat. So he hit left-handed and he golfed right-handed. And that was allowing him to be able to do that so he would be able to play. So here comes the 1-2 pitch from Sale. He kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, chopped over to third, fielded on the backhand by Austin Riley. But here comes the throw to second. Oh, that was crazy play. So what happened was Riley had fielded the ball as he was playing into the shift toward the line. He came up and he threw the ball to first base. And as he threw the ball to first base, there was really no play there. McNeil took off for second, thinking he could get to the bag. They end up throwing him out at second base. So that's going to go into the books. A single for McNeil. The putout will go 5-3-6 as he's retired for the third out of the inning. Very strange play indeed. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now through 2 complete. Your score is the Braves 1 and the Mets no score. Stick around, everybody. That was a bit odd. Haven't seen that before. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with all the action.
got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be cruising to the top half of the third inning, but that's a perfect example of what we're talking about the production. Rather than showing me the broadcasters, I'd be way more interested in seeing the replay. We are going to get it after the commercial break. As Riley had slid, he threw the ball, and then he just sort of casually threw the ball over to first base. Olsen had come off to field it, and then he fired down to second. First pitch from Severino delivered to Austin Riley, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Riley, 1 for 1 today. He had a double back in inning number 1. It was stranded at third as he swings through a breaking ball, and the count now goes to 0-2. And there we get the other angle of it. So the flying squirrel had routed the base at first base, and when he saw that Austin Riley was going to throw behind him, he tried to take that other bag, but he was out by a good solid 3 feet. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined up the middle for a base hit. And Austin Riley is aboard with a leadoff single here. That's his second hit of the evening. So Riley looking like he's getting hot. Is now 2 for 2 this evening. Our friend Gracie Lynn said heavy rain and thunderstorms came through this afternoon, but now sitting on her front porch watching a beautiful sunset under a rainbow. 74 degrees, evening with low humidity. That's pretty good. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1 to Marcell Ozuna. Even though Ozuna is a hitting machine, he is also a threat to ground into a double play. As if they can get him to roll over, that might be the case. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Gracie Lynn says also barely any breeze. That's what you have when you're sitting in beautiful Costa Rica. As the fastball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Ozuna. It does look like Ozuna's trimmed down a little bit. I remember last year when I saw him, it looked like he was a smaller version of Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval looked like he was going to break belts as that fastball was swung on and fouled away. And the count now goes to 2-2. But Ozuna looks like he is certainly in much better shape than he was last year. Borderline sloppy, but not like he is a picture of health or has a tremendous physique. As they throw over to first base and diving back easily is the base runner Riley. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ozuna. That's that slightly open stance. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that comes inside, a jam job. Fouled straight back, and the count remains at 2-2 to Ozuna. Yeah, Pablo Sandoval could play. That is for certain. He was the Kung Fu Panda. Ozuna's just the big bear. That is for sure. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down and away, and the count now runs full to Ozuna. I have to say, Severino, I've been surprised a little bit by him tonight. I didn't know what I was going to see in terms of velocity. That last pitch was at 97 at the knees. Just missed a little bit outside. There's a fastball that is swung on. It's grounded over to third. They throw to second for 1. Back to first, and there's the double play we called for a few moments ago. That's going to go in the books at the 5-4-3 variety. And it races Riley at second and Ozuna on the back end. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Matt Olson. Our friend Yuki says, watch Francisco Alvarez. He is the mayor. Non-stop chatting. Talks to the umps, talks to the players. He keeps things going all the time. So Severino ready to go again. He rocks and delivers. There is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Now, as Severino delivers, it's a fastball that swung on and fouled away by Olson. Count goes even at 1-1. Get all these different looks. They do have the shortstop playing right up the middle. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to be looped over the head of the third baseman, Vientos. Vientos was playing in the 6 hole, and the shortstop, Lindor, was playing very close to the bag at second base, as close as you can play without going onto the other side of the field. And that is a base hit for Olson. He's got himself a 2-out single. That'll bring up the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. Well, for d'Arnaud, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up as he bats here against the right-hander Severino. And as I say, it's been a bit of a slog here tonight watching some of the stuff. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1. Watching some of the game here, not really sure if it's us or if it is the feed. I have a feeling it's more of the us than the feed, as we are a couple of pitches behind, as our friend Yuki had pointed out earlier. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on d'Arnaud. A little bit frustrating at our end as well, as it does skip around. We had that situation earlier when Laureano had scored the run, and we were like, well, how did he even get over to second base? That was a bit of a problem. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball missing down to d'Arnaud, and the count goes to 1-2. We'd like to be in live time ourselves, but sometimes that's not always the case. Laureano had actually stolen second base on one of the pitches, but we never did get the update on that information. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Can present a bit of frustration. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-handed hitter waits here on the offering from Severino. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and in, and the count goes to 3-2. It's like watching a basketball game when they want to put the camera behind the net. I wouldn't pay for those seats, but yet that's what they're going to give you as a view. I'd rather have the mid-court seat where I'm watching either way. It's kind of like being at a tennis match. I much prefer mid-court than at the end. Fastball swung on, grounded over to third. Vientos fields it. He throws to first. d'Arnaud is in the books. That's a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the last half of the third inning. It is the Braves 1 and the Mets no score. Stick around. We'll see if we can catch up our speed a little bit when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 0-1 count here to Francisco Alvarez. So hopefully we got ourselves caught back up as Chris Sale rocks into delivery and fires a fastball that misses down, and the count runs even to 1-1. Alvarez batting .278 on the season with 4 homers and 24 runs driven in, as he is facing Sale here for the first time tonight. Alvarez, Taylor, and Stewart, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat. Fastball swung on, grounded softly down the first baseline, fielded by Olsen. He's going to step on the bag, and that is going to retire Alvarez on a ground out to 3 for out number 1. So 1 Met up and 1 Met down. And that is going to bring up the center fielder Tyrone Taylor. He has retired 7 in a row, has Sale, although there was the single by McNeil who got himself thrown out in that crazy play to end the second inning. But he has faced the minimum here so far tonight. So 1 gone, that brings Tyrone Taylor to the plate. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. Taylor hitting .233 on the season with 6 homers and 25 runs driven in. Lefty Sale ready to go back to work. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. I have to say thus far, which is not good news for the Mets, Chris Sale has been very economical in his pitches. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. Gracie Lynn said, just read Addison Russell's Wikipedia. Looks like he was suspended on hearsay. Nothing ever confirmed. Yeah, I don't think there was ever a court. It had to do more with his girlfriend or his ex-wife or wife at the time. She had charged him, but I don't know if those charges ever came through. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 2-2 on Taylor. Went over to the KBO and certainly did not put together good numbers over there. So to know that he's playing in Mexico, there's a lot of players playing in Mexico, and you start looking at the rosters down there, that a lot of players with some checkered history that are extending their careers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 3-2. I mean, when you think about it, in North America, for every person who would have a job, if their employer let them go because of bad behavior, half of the workforce might be in trouble. And I'm talking about off the field or away from the office or away from your employment behavior. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 3-2. Yeah, Trevor Bauer is in Mexico this year. Very strange. And he can't get a job in North America. Well, or at least, he is in North America, but can't get a job in America. Especially when you think of, you always talk about people getting second chances or wherever it might be. He really wasn't suspended. It's just more or less the sideshows that evolved around him. Here comes the pitch. Fastball that swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. But you can't tell me that there aren't 15 or 16 teams in Major League Baseball that wouldn't want his services. Starting with the New York Mets and finishing up with the Atlanta Braves, of the 2 teams here tonight. But I don't think I would want him for a long-term deal. It would probably be a 1 year or part of a year that they would bring him in. There's a fastball that misses inside, and Tyrone Taylor's aboard with a 1-out walk. So he is aboard here, and that will bring up the right fielder, DJ Stewart. Gracie Lynn says he's absolutely tearing it up. Yeah, certainly the Mexican League is definitely not Major League Baseball, but Trevor Bauer could probably get himself a job in the MLB and still be carving up a lot of hitters. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. I wonder if he'll go back. I wonder if the money in Mexico, I wonder if the money in Japan is better than Mexico. So if he can't get a gig in Major League Baseball, maybe it's time to go back to Japan or Korea. Korea, the money's not as good, so certainly in Japan he can get paid. Here comes the one-strike pitch to Stewart. Instead, they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is the runner Taylor. Gracie Lynn says the Braves could use his services right now with all their injuries. Yeah, as I say, many teams could probably be happy to have his services. I don't know if they would want his sideshows off the field. There's a breaking ball that misses. And I'm not just talking about the incident that he had, but just some of the other stuff. He's an interesting guy. He's not a dumb guy. He's a pretty smart character in terms of that, but his social skills are maybe not necessarily the best. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2 on DJ Stewart. Stewart, another one of those players hitting below the Mendoza line, hitting a $181 with the 5 homers and 19 RBIs. I would think that if you're looking to add a bat, that would be a place that they may want to look to replace. Although Starling Marte is coming back soon, and there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Stewart has gone down on strikes. He's out for the second out of the inning. 2 in the books, and that will bring up the top of the order in Francisco Lindor. I wonder if the Mets do like their lineup. I mean, you got Tyrone Taylor in center field. The Brewers certainly were happy to, I'm not saying happy to see him go, but they were happy to let him go or give him away or however you want to put it. Here comes the pitch from Sale. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone, a home run. And just like that, the Mets are on top as Francisco Lindor has hit a 2-run shot to left center field. They have now taken the lead here in the third inning, and it is Francisco Lindor doing the damage, a 2-run shot. Batting from the right side here off of Chris Sale. And now they have taken the lead 2-1. Our friend Titus is in the house tonight, and we welcome you, as he has told us that it is raining in stormy Japan. We'll be there in less than a month. Hopefully we'll bring the sunshine with us. And right off the hop, it looks like we have a pitch count violation or a time violation here. So we'll see what happens here. As the pitch from Sale is a breaking ball that misses outside. It was a strike charge to Jose Iglesias for a count violation. That breaking ball missed outside. The count now goes to 1-1 on Iglesias. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. I would say if the Mets make the playoffs, Lindor is definitely in National League MVP conversation. He's already a 2020 player. We said at the outset he's probably going to be a 30-30 player. He'd have a lot of work to do to be a 40-40. I think that's out of reach at this point. He'd have to get hot in both the stolen base and home run department. As that pitch is fouled away, and the count now remains at 1-2. But certainly he has been outstanding this year. So just like that, on one swing of the bat, the Mets now are in front with a 2-1 lead. And the pitch from Sale misses way outside. The count now goes even to 2-2 on Iglesias. Everything must be running right for Iglesias. He's got a song that's going out there. He's hitting the ball really well. Life is good for him at the moment. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, except for when you have to face Chris Sale. He goes down on strikes. He's gone for out number 3. That will do it here for the Mets in their half of the third. But 1/3 of the game in the books, and they've taken the lead. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete. Your score is the Mets 2 and the Braves 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes after this. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. If you don't know him, be sure to check him out after the game. He is high-end entertainment.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Check him out after the game. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Eddie Rosario, Nacho Alvarez Jr., and Ramon Laureano to come to bat for the Braves here in the top of the fourth. Friend Gracie Lynn asks, does Jose Iglesias has a song? He's a singer? Yes, he is. There's a first pitch, changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Rosario 0 for 1 tonight. He was called out on strikes his first time up. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Severino, and there's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. Yeah, Iglesias actually did a post-game concert a couple of weeks ago. And his players, it was debuting his new song, I think it was. And there's a kind of a clip on that on Major League Baseball. Fastball, 96 miles an hour up in the zone. Rosario goes chasing, and he's gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Nacho Alvarez Jr. So Gracie Lynn says, is he a good singer? I'll see if it's on Apple Music. Actually, what you should do is you should check it out on YouTube. Test it out there first. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded on one hop over to Mark Vientos. He fields it, and he fires across the diamond, and Alvarez Jr. is gone on a ground out 5-3. So that is 2 gone here. 2 quick outs in the fourth, and they'll bring up Ramon Laureano. So for Ramon Laureano, he is a 1 for 1 this evening. He's got a single in his only trip. He's also got a stolen base. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Reset the pitch clock here as Severino is ready to go again. Rocking into the windup, he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. And the count goes even at 1-1. Yuki Matsui says, Jose Iglesias' music name is Candelita. That's the latest one. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, tapped slowly back to the mound. Fielded by Severino. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Laureano. That's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard as the Braves go quietly in their half of the fourth inning. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys. The hit song is called OMG. That is absolutely correct. My friend Yuki is bringing it all together for us now. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. And again, from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat against Chris Sale. That means it's JD Martinez, and then it'll be Pete Alonso and Mark Vientos. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Martinez. Martinez popped the first his first time up as he bats here facing the lefty for the second time this evening. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball that misses way outside. The count is 1-1. Gracie Lynn says the OMG song is catchy. Yuki asks the question, in 4 years, there's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. I think the Olympic Games 2028 is in Los Angeles. Is that correct? 4 years from now? You have to refresh my memory to that. As there's a fastball that swung on and missed, and Martinez is down on strikes. He's gone for the first out of the inning. One of the things that I'm not a big fan of is the way that they have moved baseball in and out of the Olympics, as is softball. I know they'll put games in depending upon, what countries or who's hosting and that type of stuff, but it is quite annoying, at least for the sport. A lot of federations globally will put money into their programs based on if it's an Olympic sport or not. There's the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. I know when I was in Germany, they used to really depend on the status of the sport being Olympic. If it's not in the Olympics, they wouldn't support it. So after the 2008 games in Beijing, a lot of people lost their jobs in the federation because of that. There's a slow breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Alonso. So no balls and 2 strikes. When you think of the National Hockey League, when they stop the season to allow their players to participate in the Olympic Games, I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's the only thing to do. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-2, and I certainly don't watch the Olympic Games when the NHL players are not involved. And if you want to grow your game, if you want to get it on a global stage, but the owners are saying, what's in it for us? Fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains at 1-2 to Alonso. Gracie Lynn says, I want the Olympics to include baseball every year, and I want the MLB to let their players go. The big problem is what's going to happen and who takes care of the injuries. The amount of money these players make, if somebody goes down with an injury, who's covering it? There's a fastball that is down, and it looks like it has hit Alonso in the back foot as he is going to gingerly make his way to first base. I guess if you're going to get hit, you might want to get hit there. I'll take a look at that replay again. It looked like a back foot slider. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was hit him in the front foot. Oh, boy. Just below the shin guard. So Alonso is going to make his way over to first base. You could see he knew it was coming. So Alonso is going to make his way to first base. I had this discussion the other day. I was talking about Pete Alonso. Will Pete Alonso be a Hall of Famer? He's 29 years old or 29 years old this year. And I'm thinking, yes, I think he's going to have a similar type of career that what Jim Thome had. I think over the next 10 years, he's going to pound out another 300 home runs. He's going to be over 500, assuming he stays healthy. And I think some of his best years are still yet to come. Here comes the pitch from Sale. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Vientos. Yuki says 2028 games are in LA. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's always been the problem with Major League Baseball is the money. There's a ground ball over to third, fielded by Riley. He goes to second for 1. Back to first, the double play. That's going to end the inning. Vientos into the 5-4-3 double play, as that will finish it off here for the Mets in their half of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now moving to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is the Mets 2 and the Braves 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Some more Steve for you.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9-1-2 batters to come to bat for the Braves in their half of the fifth inning. That means Orlando Arcia, Jared Kalenic, and Austin Riley to face the right-hander Luis Severino. As the right-hander delivers a first pitch breaking ball, it's taken for a called strike. Ball gets away from the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. Interesting there. So no balls and one strike to Arcia. Here comes the pitch. It is a changeup that is delivered. It is lifted softly into left field. Coming in and making the catch is Jeff McNeil, and that is going to retire Arcia for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away. It'll bring up the top of the order in Jared Kalenic. Friend Yuki says, I'd make the World Baseball Classic tourney as an Olympic qualifier and not let nations compete for the Olympic medal in 2028. Actually, I have to say that's got to be one of the smarter things that I've heard in recent years with regards to baseball and the qualifying for the Olympics and whatever that might be. There's a fastball that misses inside to Kalenic. Probably they won't do it because it makes too much sense. There's a pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Kalenic. And Gracie Lynn says soccer players make a lot more money than baseball players do on average. And their national teams with 6 to 10 weeks per year at various times. Yeah, 100%. As that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-1. One thing I have to say, when you think about soccer, what soccer has done is they've gone into all kinds of different countries, and they have helped with the infrastructure, being FIFA. Whether you like soccer or you're not, you have to respect it, whereas Major League Baseball really hasn't put the roots down or hasn't done what soccer has done, gone into some of these countries. As that fastball missed outside to Kalenic. 3 balls and 1 strike as Severino ready to go again. Rocks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field, but not deep enough. Coming over underneath it is the right fielder DJ Stewart, and he's going to make the catch. And Kalenic is gone for the second out of the inning. But we were talking about how soccer has gone into countries, into these what I call third world countries or whatever you want to call them. They've spent a lot of money, whereas baseball really hasn't done that. They've kind of shied away from going into certain places. And personally speaking, I think I would probably be looking at the reason why they would do that. It's always been greed of the owners in Major League Baseball. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. I mean, you think about going into an academy. Where can you go put an academy where you could develop some raw athletes and make them baseball players? As that breaking ball is swung on and missed, the count now goes to 0-2. I mean, they've done some other MLB envoy in Africa, but why not? Why not set up a academy in the middle of Africa somewhere in a country and attract the kids to come and play baseball? There comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. Yuki says China loves baseball. Well, I don't know about that. We have a lot of customers that are Chinese, and there are certain pockets that baseball is popular. When you have 1 billion people, it's hard to say. It's not certainly not popular across the whole country. As that fastball misses upstairs, the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Riley. But I will say this: the Japanese aren't concerned about the development of the Chinese game, because they are putting some investment into it. If they ever decided that they wanted to make it their game, they might do it. Fastball misses outside. It's called third strike. Gets away from Alvarez. He is able to retrieve it on the first base side, and he throws down to first, and he's able to get Riley. That was a strange strikeout. It's going to go a strikeout 2-3 on the putout. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. When we are now through 4.5, halfway through this game, it is the Mets 2 and the Braves 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few more with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight. Here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. The first pitch delivered to Jeff McNeil was a fastball that missed low and in from Chris Sale, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to the Mets left fielder. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 1-1. McNeil tonight had the single, but he was erased on a extremely strange putout, the old 5-3-6 variety. We had to go back and look at why he had chosen to do what he did, but that was how he was retired in the second inning. Fastball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to McNeil. McNeil batting from the left side. We were talking about his athleticism earlier in the game and some of the things that he could do. I understand that he's got quite the vertical leap. At least early in his career, he was approaching the 40-inch mark. There's a breaking ball that misses well down and away, and the count goes even now to 2-2. And Gracie Lynn says that's how FIFA does it. They bully all the people who disagree into compliance. Now, that is a true statement. There's a fastball swung on and is grounded softly up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop Arcia. He's going to have to hurry, and he's able to get McNeil on the run. That's a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. So Alvarez 0 for 1 today as he grounded his first time up. Left-hander Sale ready to go as he works himself to the set and now delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the lower corner of the plate, and the count is quickly 0-1. Alvarez has been swinging the bat well this year. He's entered the game with a 278 batting average. As that fastball misses outside, his average has slipped to 277. 4 homers and 24 runs batted in for him this year. Sale rocks into the windup, and he delivers. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alvarez. So the lefty Sale ready to go again as he rocks into the windup, and he kicks and he fires. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to third. Riley fields it on the run. He fires to first. And Alvarez is in the books. That's a ground out 5-3. Probably with the catcher batting in that situation. That's how he wanted to approach that. Nice job there by Riley. Able to field that ball on the run and fire to first. So 2 gone, and that brings up Tyrone Taylor. As the lefty Sale now delivers, there is a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul. Count is quickly 0-1. Taylor today does not have an official at bat. He walked and scored a run his first time up. I have to tell you the frustration that I'm having today with these feeds in this game. I've tried both the different feeds, and it is absolutely atrocious. I don't know if that's maybe because there's weather issues in New York. I don't know if there's inclement weather around, as that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Taylor. Sometimes that is frustrating. So Sale ready to go again as he works himself into the windup. He kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Very strange indeed. As the lefty Sale delivers, there's a fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Arcia fields it, throws to first, and that is going to retire Taylor. It's a ground out, 6-3. He's in the books for the third out of the inning, and that's going to conclude the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board as the Mets go in order here in inning number 5. We're now on to the 6th. Your score is the Mets 2 and the Braves 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Don't forget to bookmark the channel, as we will be back on the airwaves tomorrow night with Japanese baseball beginning at 9 p.m. Pacific or midnight Eastern for all your enjoyment. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out.
We'll be back in 30, everybody. Appreciate you for being with us. Braves and Mets, top of the 6th, just around the corner. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 6th inning, and coming to bat will be Marcell Ozuna, Matt Olson, and Travis d'Arnaud. Last 10 games at New York, the Braves have been 7-3. They have scored nearly 7 runs a game. Going to need some instant offense if they want to catch up to those type of numbers, as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1 to Ozuna. This is kind of vintage Luis Severino that we're witnessing here tonight. He has been very, very solid. Depending on how he gets through this inning, we might even see him come up for the 7th. As that fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Friend Gracie Lynn says the good news is that there's all kinds of stuff that's happening. The Tigers, we got her quieted up about the Tigers, but now it's the international baseball that's got her fired up. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Ozuna. The count's now 2-1. Yuki says no rain, but we have Canadian wildfires creating thick clouds in New York City. As that fastball is grounded foul over. The count now goes to 2-2. Kind of sad videos that we were catching today. It looks like that Jasper, not the national park, but Jasper, the town that is there, they said that half of that city, or it's not even a city, it's a town there, has burned to the ground. As that ball misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. I had the opportunity to go through Jasper a couple of times, 30 plus years ago and about 10 years ago, and kind of a neat, quaint little place as that fastball swung on and grounded foul. I remember being in the downtown and having a couple of moose staring me down. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is to Ozuna. come right into the downtown. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, so Ozuna digs himself back in. Ready on the offering here from Severino, who rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball misses inside. That's going to be ball 4. And Ozuna's drawn himself a leadoff walk here in the 6th. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Matt Olson. Gracie says the Braves offense has been lethargic as of late. Well, yeah, 100%. I mean, you think about it, the top 4 hitters in the order of Kalenic, Riley, Ozuna, and Olson, and all of a sudden you take away Acuna, Albies, Harris out of your lineup as that fastball misses down and the count is 1-0. That's a pretty big, I guess, hook or pull. That, you replace them with guys like Alvarez, Laureano, and Rosario. It's just not the same. As that fastball is swung on and missed, the count is 1-1. You've got some when the Braves offense is at its best and everybody's healthy, that is one of the most potent offenses in all of baseball. But you lose half of your offense, puts you in a really difficult spot. That fastball misses low and in, and the count is now 2-1. Be like the Mets losing the Polar Bear and Francisco Lindor. Take those 2 out of your lineup for a couple of weeks and let's see how you fare. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This is popped up foul behind home plate. It's going to reach the seats on the third base side of home plate and runs the count to 2-2 now in Olson. Olson's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also struck out. Gracie says that Rosario got the Braves a ring in 2021. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle past the second baseman into center field. Ozuna around second, heading to third. He's going to go first to third as Olson's got himself a single, and the Braves have got something brewing here in the top of the 6th with runners on the corners and nobody out. That's going to bring up the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. Can't say I disagree. I mean, Rosario, Duvall, and I forget the other outfielder. There was Jorge Soler and a whole bunch of pieces that were strung together to win the Braves a championship, but you don't want to live by that cocktail every year. Severino now up to 92 pitches. He's going to get a visit here from the pitching coach. Probably also a sign to get that bullpen moving. Wondered if he'd be able to get through this half inning here. So Travis d'Arnaud stepping up to the plate. The former Met looking to do some damage. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and grounded to third. So Olson is the runner at first. Ozuna the runner at third. Nobody out here in the top half of the 6th inning. Mets are clinging to a 2-1 lead. Severino works himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. A little later today, we'll get all the information up on our games for the Japanese League for this weekend. So hopefully you guys can come on around and be a part of it. There was a fastball swung on and lifted foul. Count is 1-1. Looking to do the Lions and the Fighters tomorrow night. But we will opt out of that series on Saturday. I think it'll be Fukuoka. I forget who they entertain on Saturday evening. I want to say it's Fukuoka and Chiba, but I'll have to go back and take a look. Fastball swung on. It's broken the bat, but it's over the head into left field, and it's down for a base hit. d'Arnaud is going to get aboard with a single. It's stopping at second will be Olson, and Ozuna is going to score. The bat may have gone almost as far as the ball itself, as that landed between the third baseman and the shortstop into the 6 hole. So Ozuna scores. That's going to tie the game at 2. Olson stops at second. d'Arnaud with the RBI single. He's at first. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Eddie Rosario. So from a neutral perspective, this is a pretty decent ball game that we have shaping up here. A lot of ebb and flow. I'm sure if you're a Met fan or if you're a Braves fan, You might have different thoughts on this, but that is going to spell the end of the night for Luis Severino. His night is over. There's going to be a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. It is our friend Steve Rademacher who will give you that pitching change, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool to go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
We have a pitching change. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's Jose Budo on the mound here. This is his 14th appearance of the year. The first pitch he delivered was a fastball that missed up and away to Eddie Rosario. He has asked for the home plate umpire to come out as he's had a little bit of difficulty with his pitch, or the pitch collar in his hat. Looks like he's got it sorted out now. So 1 ball and no strikes to Eddie Rosario. Rosario 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. He struck out swinging and looking. And he is ahead in the count here at 1-0. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Matt's trying to get out of this jam as Severino had allowed the first 3 runners to each base with a walk, a single, and a single, as there's a change up down and away that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Eddie Rosario. Friend Gracie Lynn says that she points out that the Braves have not had 3 consecutive hits in an inning, as that pitch is a sinker swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. Since a game on June 21st versus the Yankee, that's well over a month ago. Now they've done it in 2 consecutive games. I don't think they've had 3 consecutive hits here yet. Here comes the pitch. It is a sinker that is swung on and missed. And Rosario is in the books. He has gone for the first out of the inning. That's the 3rd time tonight he has gone down on strikes. So 1 away, and that's going to leave it up to Nacho Alvarez. Remember, Ozuna walked, and then it was a single to Olsen and a single to d'Arnaud. So Budo, who fell behind early in the count to 2-0 to Rosario, was able to come back with 3 consecutive strikes. Now Nacho Alvarez stepping in here with runners at first and second. Alvarez tonight grounded to short and has grounded to third. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball at 95 off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nacho Alvarez waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from Severino. And here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and it now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Alvarez waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who holds set now, delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So this has got an eerily Similar feel to the last at bat, where he fell behind 2-0 to Rosario and then battled back with 3 straight strikes to sit down the Braves left fielder. So now it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Alvarez. Pitch on the way, fastball misses down. It's now 3-1. When this game is over, we'll give you the full recap from around Major League Baseball. Try to give you as many highlights as we possibly can before we call it a night. There's a fastball swung on and missed. I have to say, Budo's got some giddy up on his pitch. We see him dial it up to 95. That last one was at 93, and Alvarez swung right through it. So the count now goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he pitches on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats, and it's going to keep the count at 3-2. There's one game that's going to go off later tonight, and it's going to be at 9:38 Pacific or Eastern at 6:38 Pacific. That's Oakland and LA. All the other games around Major League Baseball are finals. We'll get some of those for you here in just a moment. And there's a fastball swung through and missed, and Alvarez is down on strikes. So both times Budo has had to come from behind in the count. He's able to retire both of the hitters now that he has faced. It's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Ramon Laureano. Scores from earlier today, the Tigers and the Guardians, as we provided on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Tigers beat the Guardians 3-0 today. Padres also shut out the Nationals 3-0, but the news in that one was the Dylan Cease no-hitter. As that breaking ball misses down to Laureano, and the count is 1-0. Orioles knocked off the Marlins 7-6 in extra innings. As Budo ready to go again here, checking the runner at second. Now kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses way outside. Now the count goes to 2-0. Rangers behind Max Scherzer knocked off the White Sox today 2-1. White Sox are now 51 games below 500. Probably not going to make the playoffs. Rays beat the Blue Jays 13-0. And the Dodgers knocked off the Giants 6-4 today. There's a fastball delivered that is swung on and fouled away by Laureano, and the count now goes to 2-1. That is the out-of-town scoreboard. Not a full slate of games today, but a lot of games nonetheless. So here comes the offering for Budo, the 2-1 on the way. It is a changeup that is swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. Runs the count now to 2-2 on Laureano. Gracie Lynn says, should the O's fans be worried? Needed extra innings today to not get swept by the Fish. I don't think they're missing a beat. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. That series was in Miami. I'm sure that if I'm a Baltimore Oriole player, I'm probably not getting to bed early if I'm in Miami. That young team over there, they probably have an extra night or two on the town. Fastball swung on, lifted to straightaway center field. Moving back is the center fielder Taylor on the warning track and makes the catch. And Laureano is in the books for out number 3, and that is going to do it here. 1 run in the inning as the Braves have tied it up on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the last half of the 6th inning. It is all locked up at 2, so we'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll keep it going with our friend Steve, as we will be back in just a few.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible Without Harvey's wall bangers, there's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz?
Appreciate you there, our friend Steve Rademacher. We'll be right back in just a few. It is the Mets coming to bat in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order to come to face Chris Sale. That means DJ Stewart, Francisco Lindor, and Jose Iglesias. DJ Stewart, 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. As the lefty gives him a breaking ball, it's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Stewart batting from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Sale, ready to face him again here, and the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Gracie Lynn said that she liked Laureano better when he was with the Athletics. Well, I guess the pretty easy thing is no roids, no numbers, because once he got busted for steroids, we haven't really seen him do a whole lot. As that pitch is swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1-2. Sometimes you see that with players. You say no roids, no numbers, and that is when I would have to point the finger at straight away to Ramon Laureano. His game has fallen off after that suspension, so it makes you wonder if that was the impactful part. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Stewart. The count now goes to 2-2. When you have players that are impacted by that and come back and they don't produce, that just gives you all the reason to think that it was probably influenced before that. Fastball taken at the knees on the inside corner. Oh, Stewart didn't like it, but that was a great pitch by Chris Sale. You're definitely not looking for that one there. He painted the corner on the inside, and Stewart goes down looking for the second time tonight. He's in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Francisco Lindor. And for Lindor, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He has the big blow for the Mets. He homered and drove in Tyrone Taylor with that blast, and he swings through a breaking ball, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. I'm sure that they are hopeful that they can get through Chris Sale here, but Sale, the way he's pitching, he should be able to come up for the 7th. 77 pitches here with 1 gone in the 6th. There's a breaking ball swung on, and this ball is lifted foul down the left field line. Lindor way out in front of that pitch. No balls and 2 strikes it is. Gracie Lynn says, same thing about Fernando Tatis Jr. I notice how little we've heard about him this season. I haven't actually looked at his numbers. There is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. It's going to be hit down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2 to Lindor. Yeah, the old adage, no roids, no numbers, can frustrate you. I think of a lot of players over the years that could fall into that boat, and you could point them at their fingers to them. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. Sale crawls up the ladder. Lindor chases, can't come up with it. He goes in the books for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Jose Iglesias. That was a tough pitch there. 96-mile-an-hour pitch on the outside corner, about belt high. Lindor had to go out and chase. It was too close to take. There's a first pitch breaking ball that swung on and lined right to the glove of Austin Riley. He makes the catch. Iglesias hits it on the screws, and he's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. The Mets go quickly and quietly. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now moving to top of the 7th inning, 2/3 of the game in the books. It is the Braves 2 and the Mets 2. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Braves here in inning number 7, Orlando Arcia, then the top of the order, Jared Kalinich and Austin Riley. It is going to be Budo who is coming back out for his second inning of work. He threw 17 pitches in the 6th inning, falling behind on all 3 of the batters that he faced, but eventually retiring all of them. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is chopped softly over to third. Vientos fields it, throws to first, and with one pitch, we have one away here. That's a ground out 5-3. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the top of the order in Jared Kalinich. Wild card race is on here tonight. In the event that if the Mets ended up losing, they would drop into a tie with the Cardinals. If they win, then they would, I believe, they would be a full game, I guess, ahead of the Padres who are chasing them. I guess we'll have to see what happens here tonight. First pitch is a fastball that misses up and away to Kalinich. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, and it's just going to hook foul. Oh, he sent it for a country mile, did Kalinich. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Friend Gracie Lynn says, I haven't looked at the numbers either, honestly, but they're supposed to be like a superstar. I think his numbers are decent. I just don't think they're stratospheric. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. And she was referring about Fernando Tatis Jr. Is a bit of a problem because you're right with the no roids, no numbers. There's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kalinich. Wondering what they're going to do with him here. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out, and he has flown to left and flown to right. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and now the count goes full to Kalinich. Curious to see how this will shape up here. Budo ready to go again. He was the escape artist in the last inning, and the pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving over toward the foul line is Jeff McNeil. He's got room. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Kalinich for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to Austin Riley. Well, for Riley, he is a 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a double, and he is struck out in his 3 trips to the plate. Well, the latest news that we hear on Christian Yelich is he's going to try to do non-surgical rehab on his back as the first pitch fastball is swung on and missed. For those of you who heard or may have heard yesterday, Christian Yelich had an issue with somewhere in his lower back, talking about his spinal cord. But he's going to try to rehab it without any type of surgery before he has to go under the knife. Fastball that misses upstairs, but they're anticipating his season could be done. And if that is the case, then maybe Milwaukee has all of a sudden gone into the outfield market because they're going to need to get a bat to replace him. Right-hander Budo ready to go again. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Riley. Orioles have reported that they've shown interest in the Cubs' Jameson Taillon. So that would be an interesting acquisition, how Taillon would fit in there. He said that the Blue Jays have announced that they're going to keep Chris Bassett and Kevin Gausman, not going to trade them at the deadline. As there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in underneath it is Taylor. He's there to make the catch, and we will be back in just a few moments and talk a little bit more about some of these trade rumors that are going on. But the Braves go quietly in their half of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. They go in order. We're now moving to the last half of the 7th inning. It is all tied up at 2. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We were talking about the possibilities of trade rumors around and about, and we were just left off with the Toronto Blue Jays, and we'll carry on with that thought process here as Chris Sale finishes his warm-up tosses. They're saying that the Blue Jays intend to keep Chris Bassett and Kevin Gausman, but you could pretty much think that Yusei Kikuchi and Yimi Garcia are pretty much goners. They've also talked about Trevor Richards maybe being dealt. I'm pretty sure he might be another one to go. Catcher Danny Jansen is a free agent at the end of the year, but I don't know what they're going to do with Jansen, if they're going to re-up him or not. If they're going to let him test free agency, or if it's really sometimes hard to trade catchers during a season, be able to get a return for him. So here comes the first offering to JD Martinez. It's a fastball that just misses low from Sale, and the count is 1-0. 81 pitches through 6 innings for Sale. He's been in cruise control here tonight. As the lefty ready to go again against JD, the pitch on the way. It is a changeup that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. By our books, assuming we are correct, I've got Sale for only 5 strikeouts tonight. Hasn't been dialing up the strikeouts that we would have anticipated against a team like the Mets. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. I was saying about trading catchers at the deadline, usually catchers want to get to know the pitching staff, so sometimes that's not always the piece there. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball ticket for a called third strike. Oh, Martinez stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 1. There you go. Just as we were talking about the lack of strikeouts, there's one that shows up for Sale. As I said, that by our books here tonight. I guess that's number 7 if I'm going back and looking at it correctly. So 7 in the books here for Sale, and that is going to bring up Pete Alonso. And the first pitch from Sale is a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. Garrett Crochet is hoping to stay in the rotation. Even if he is traded, they said that maybe he will be into the bullpen, or who knows what's going to happen. A very interesting piece there. The Oakland A's placed their closer Mason Miller on the injured list. They broke his hand. There are varying reports on how that hand was broken. Some people said he punched a wall. Some people said he slammed it on a table, and other people said he was just doing exercises. So that fastball is swung on, tap foul down the third baseline. The count is 1-1 to Alonso. I guess the real story will come out later. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Alonso. He's batting here in the 7th inning with 1 gone. As Chris Sale rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Alonso 0 for 1 tonight. He's been hit by a pitch and flown to center. Takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. Gracie Lynn says, how come there's so much discrepancy on how a guy breaks his hand? Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, there's probably not your conventional way where, you got hit by a pitch and everybody can see it. Probably out of frustration. I remember a couple of years ago, Tomoya Mori, when he was catching for the Saitama Cebu Lions, I think he punched his helmet or something like that, broke his hand, ended up out for 6 weeks. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and Alonso goes in the books. That's the 2nd strikeout of the inning. 2 in the books here for Chris Sale, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Mark Vientos. So, yeah, you've got a situation where, people are running for cover. How did he break his hand? It was through stretching exercises. Who knows? But not a good look when you think that he would have been on the trade market. The Oakland A's would have probably been happy to get something for him in return, knowing how they operate. Fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Vientos. Mind you, he's probably got a couple more years of team control. I haven't looked at his contract status. I think being that he's a rookie with Oakland, they're going to have his rights for a few more. Breaking ball ticket for called strike, and the count now is 0-2 to Vientos. 92 pitches now for Sale. I wonder if he'll come out for the 8th. this will be the end of the road for him. I guess we'll have to wait and see what manager Brian Snitker has in mind. They do have Pierce Johnson throwing in the bullpen. Here's the pitch from Sale. It is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and Sale strikes out the side. That is going to do it. And with the ferociousness that Pierce Johnson is throwing with, maybe we'll see him in the beginning of the inning. I don't know. They do have a lefty, Jeff McNeil, to lead it off, so maybe Sale will start it. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board as Sale strikes out the side in inning number 7. We're now moving to the 8th inning. Your score is all locked up at 2s. Stay with us, everybody, on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. It is a 2-2 ball game when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. The reliever Budo is still in the ball game, and he delivers a first pitch strike to Marcelo Zuna, and he takes that for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Budo 28 pitches since he has entered the ball game, as he has been quietly effective. He misses that fastball upstairs. The count now is 1-1. Budo, when he first came into the ball game, was falling behind the hitters, but he was able to retire them. Since he's come in, he has retired 6 in a row. This is 1 ball and 1 strike to Ozuna. There was a fastball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We're getting into the deep water. It is in the top of the 8th inning, as it is a 2-2 ball game here. And it looks like Chris Sale's night might be done. I don't know why that is the case. They got a lefty and Jeff McNeil coming up next inning. I'd let him go face McNeil and then bring out the hook. As that breaking ball is swung on and missed, the count now goes to 2-2. But by the looks of it, it looks like his night may be over. Take the analytics and throw it in the garbage. Let him go for one more, or at least one more batter. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to put Ozuna in the books. He went chasing as that was well off the outside corner. He's in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Matt Olson. And for Olson, he is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles in his 3 trips. He's also struck out. Batting from the left side here, they've got as much of a shift on as you can have. Frankie Lindor is playing right almost over the bag at second base. The third baseman, Mark Vientos, is in the 6 hole. So Olson not getting much love here or from the defense. Spread it around. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The plate umpire went up with the right hand, and that's what he said. I'm not so sure about that myself. But 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Budo ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. Fastball at 95, swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. I have to say, very impressed with Budo here. I wonder if what their thought process is, if they would consider stretching him out. you needed a starter, that might be somebody they could turn to, but wasn't really expecting to see him get an extended look out of the bullpen. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the left-handed hitting Matt Olson. Pitches a fastball at 94 that misses well off the outside corner, and the count now runs even at 2s. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander rocks into the windup and delivers. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Olson in the books. He's gone for the second strikeout of the inning. That is the 4th strikeout here for Budo tonight, as he has now retired all 8 batters he has faced, and that's going to bring up the catcher in Travis d'Arnaud. So pretty impressive performance by the Mets reliever here thus far. 38 pitches since entering the ballgame in inning number 6. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1 to d'Arnaud, our friend the hobbyist in the house tonight. Welcome, Chris. He says go Braves. Well, you've walked into a 2-2 ball game as the Mets and the Braves are battling it out in at Citi Field here. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, weakly grounded to short. Lindor fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to do it, as d'Arnaud is going to go in the books on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 3. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Mets 2 and the Braves 2. Stick around. We'll be back in just a few with another one and talk to our friend the hobbyist, who is now in the house. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising now to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is slated to be Jeff McNeil, Francisco Alvarez, and Tyrone Taylor. And it is going to be Chris Sale on the mound, coming back out to start his 8th inning of work, as he is going to be facing Jeff McNeil. I'm kind of glad to see that that's the case. Maybe not if you're a Mets fan, but certainly the left-handed hitting McNeil to come up to bat, I would think that they would want to get through him before they turn it over to the bullpen. They did have Pierce Johnson up and throwing in the last half inning, so we'll see where this ends up shaping up and how this goes. So Sale ready to go to work here as he's going to face the flying squirrel for the 3rd time tonight. McNeil is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also grounded to the shortstop. Only 2 hits tonight for the Mets. McNeil has 1, and the other one belongs to the Francisco Lindor, who hit that 2-run homer back in the 3rd. First pitch fastball swinging, grounded softly over to first, fielded by Olson. He underhand flips it to Sale. It's going to go in the books as a ground out, 3-1. So McNeil is gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Francisco Alvarez. And if you're Brian Snitker, you might as well keep the good times rolling here, at least in my books, until maybe somebody gets on. But nope, the analytics have made the change. Snitker's on his way to the mound, and he's going to be asking for the baseball. Chris Sale, no scissors at all involved, I'm sure, here. No uniforms will get cut up. But his night is done, and we are going to be going to the bullpen. And I do believe, as we said in the last half inning, it was Pierce Johnson. We'll have to wait and see here when we come back. Hang tight, everybody. It is a 2-2 ball game as we're in the bottom of the 8th. Stick around. We have a pitching change, and our friend Steve Rademacher is going to keep you entertained.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel in turn. We like to support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to go check him out, as it is going to be Steve Rademacher taking care of business. We have a pitching change here, as there is one gone now in the 8th inning, as Chris Sale's night is over with. And it is going to be a reliever coming in. I do believe it is going to be Pierce Johnson, but we're just waiting on the confirmation for that. If that is the case, we will relay that to you as soon as we possibly can. But it doesn't look like Pierce Johnson. I think it more looks like Joe Jimenez, but we're going to see who that is in just a minute. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and it is Joe Jimenez who has come on in relief. The former Detroit Tiger. If I'm not mistaken, he was flipped straight up for Justin Henry Malloy, who is now a bat in the Tiger lineup. The first pitch was down, and there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now runs even to 1-1 on Francisco Alvarez. Alvarez tonight is 0 for 2. He is grounded to first and grounded to third in his 2 trips to the plate. So Alvarez waiting here, and very interesting here. Jimenez ready to go again as he gets his sign from his catcher Darno. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Francisco Alvarez. Something has to give here as we're getting into the deep water. As we said, it is in the bottom of the 8th inning. Game is locked at 2s. It's been pretty much a brilliant pitcher's game tonight. That breaking ball just misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Nice job there by Alvarez to show some good plate discipline to lay off that low breaking ball. Here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed. This time he couldn't lay off it, and that one is going to put him in the books for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Tyrone Taylor. Gracie Lynn said she'd stepped away for a couple of moments. I can't do that when we're in the deep water here, Gracie Lynn. We've got ourselves a 2-out situation here in the 8th inning, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is now 0-1 to Taylor. That's kind of like trying to get up to go get a drink in the bottom of the 9th inning with the bases loaded and 2 out. Or to try to beat traffic. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Moving over underneath it is Arcia. He's going to have room to make the catch. And that is going to do it. Taylor is in the books for the 3rd out of the inning. So Jimenez comes in and does his job, retiring the last 2 batters of the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the top of the 9th inning. Your score is the Braves 2 and the Mets 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Top of the 9th is calling. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat. Eddie Rosario, Nacho Alvarez, and Ramon Laureano to face the new pitcher for the Mets, and it is going to be Edwin Diaz, who's normally the closer. So Sugar is on in relief after a great relief outing by Jose Budo. Edwin Diaz coming in here will be taking over for inning number 9. The former closer of the Mariners will take over here. One thing I was going to say, our friend Gracie Lynn was talking about the trade for Skubal. I think if Tariq Skubal is going to get dealt from the Tigers, there is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0 to Eddie Rosario. They would have to probably take, in some capacity, Javi Baez with him because that contract is an absolute millstone for Detroit. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes now to 1-1. So, are you listening, Los Angeles Dodgers? You guys need a shortstop in the short term. Bring in Javi between now and the end of the season. Figure out to do with his contract next year. As that fastball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. But you got yourself Tariq Skubal to be able to do something for the Dodgers. That's how I would package it because the Tigers want to get that Baez contract out of their locker room. Fastball misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. Question is how many times is Rosario? This is the third time in this game that Rosario has led off an inning. That would be facts for sure. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses down. It's going to be ball 4, and Rosario is going to get aboard for the first time tonight. He struck out his first 3 times to the plate, and now he's got himself a walk. I wonder if the Braves will entertain a little bit of small ball here because is Nacho Alvarez slated to come to the plate. So Alvarez tonight 0 for 3. He's grounded to short, grounded to third, and struck out in his 3 trips. And if I am the Braves, I might want a nickel and dime. It looks like there is going to be a pinch runner for Rosario. We didn't get that, who that would be, but we'll see who that is. Pinch running for Rosario. Whoever it is has got oven mitts on both hands. And Alvarez is squaring to bunt. The throw is, it's called strike, and it is going to be a stolen base. And it's Whit Merrifield who is in the game. I thought Whit had hurt himself the other day, but Whit Merrifield coming off the bench to pinch run, and he has himself a stolen base. I think that was a pretty shrewd acquisition by certainly by the Braves. Merrifield steals the base, and he's now in scoring position. So here comes the offering to Alvarez. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Somewhere there we lost a pitch. As I said, the feed has been questionable here tonight. We lost a strike there to Alvarez. It's now 1 ball and 2 strike to him, and then we skip along a little bit. I have to talk to Major League Baseball about their production tonight. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and Alvarez goes in the book. Second time tonight via the strikeout. He's 0 for 4 now. So he is gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Ramon Laureano. Hate to say it, Nacho, you're only going to get so many opportunities at the big league level, and when you get there, you got to produce. I have a feeling they can't wait to get Ozzie Albies back in the lineup. There's a fastball delivered, and taking off for third is Merrifield. He goes in head first, and the umpire has called him out. They're going to wait to see. They may want to take a look at this one. See if they're going to go and do it. Matt Tuiasosopo is the third base coach. The third base umpire has hosed Merrifield. Alvarez came up gunning. We'll look at this one here. And I don't know. We're going to have another look at that one again. The tag came up the arm a little bit. Now, the question is I think they got a beef. I think the hand got in there before the tag was applied. I was talking about this last night a little bit about how the tags have been absolutely poor. Last night's ball game, same thing. Get the ball, get it down to the base. They've got to come to you. As soon as the players start reaching, like in this case here, as Vientos was reaching, it ended up getting Merrifield up the arm. And I think the hand got in before I get there. Well, we'll have to wait and see as they are going upstairs to review this one, but that would be a difficult spot here. Merrifield stealing third base, and I want to see that one again. Now, as they've slowed it down, I don't know. Waiting to see. I don't know if they'll overturn that in New York. As they slowed it down even further, I think maybe the Mets are going to get this one as an out here. But we'll just wait and see. We'll see what New York has. Maybe they got a different angle that we don't have. We are waiting here for the call to come through. I know they're showing it on the Jumbotron. This will be a big out at third base if they're able to retire Whit Merrifield. Watch it again on the replay. When we saw it at the normal time, the ball came in, and it looked like the left hand of Merrifield may have beaten. And they call that is going to be a out call. He is caught stealing. That's going to go in the books 2-5. Merrifield's gone for the second out of the inning, and it is going to bring Ramon Laureano to the plate. Gracie Lynn says, I don't think that the Braves use their challenges enough. Well, you might be right. So Merrifield gunned down. He's in the books. And that leaves it all up here to Laureano. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Laureano tonight is 1 for 3. He has singled, stole a base. He has scored a run, as he was brought home on an RBI single by Orlando Arcia. As that pitch misses outside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fans are hoping that they can do it. And there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Laureano in the books. He is gone for out number 3 here. And that will do it. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Mets have right now looking to win this one outright as they take a 2-2 lead to the bottom half of the inning. It'll be DJ Stewart, Francisco Lindor, and Jose Iglesias slated to come to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We'll see where this one takes us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters slated to come to bat for the Mets here in the 9th inning. We're waiting to see if there's going to be a pitching change or if they're going to stay with Joe Jimenez. Adam Duvall has moved into left field as he is going to be replacing Rosario, and it is going to be Raciel Iglesias, the closer for the Braves. He is coming into the ball game. Non-safe situation, as this game here is in the bottom of the 9th inning. All locked up at 2s. So it'll be, we'll see if they have it, is still going to be DJ Stewart stepping in. He's getting to face a right-hander for the first time tonight. So Stewart, Lindor, and Iglesias to face the right-hander Iglesias. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Stewart. Stewart was called out on strikes both times against Chris Sale. Tough night at the office for him. He's seen his average drop to 178. Pitch is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. Friend Gracie Lynn said about Ozzie being out 6-8. Nacho's going to get an extended stay. Yeah, Vaughn Grisham certainly gave more for less. He wasn't as highly rated as a prospect at the time, but definitely gave the Braves a lot of hope. Of course, the Red Sox are a little disappointed. He hasn't done much over there yet. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. You think of Vaughn Grisham and Trevor Story, really, for the most part this year, out for a seriously long, extended period of time. Neither of them have been productive parts of their middle infield. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2 to DJ Stewart. Gracie Lynn says Grisham, not just in the big leagues, but also played better in the minor leagues as well. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and now Stewart goes down in the swinging variety. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the top of the order in Francisco Lindor. Well, so far for the Mets, Lindor has been the man of the hour as he hit the 2-run homer off of Chris Sale back in inning number 3. That had, at the time, given the Mets a 2-1 lead. And he is up in a position again here where he can do some damage. Crowd in certain areas rising to their feet. And he takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Lindor. Right-hander Iglesias kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count now runs to 0-2. So Lindor in the hole here quickly. As we said, crowd in certain areas of the park are on their feet. There's a fastball that misses up and away. Count now goes to 1-2 on Lindor. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The righty ready to go again. Iglesias gets his sign. He rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul into the seats behind the third base dugout. The count still remains at 1-2. If you have somebody who has a flair for the dramatics, it is Frankie Lindor. He definitely can do some damage at the plate, as we saw earlier in the ballgame. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses way upstairs. Count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Iglesias to follow. And then JD Martinez. Here's the pitch. Fastball comes inside, almost hits Lindor as it moves him off the plate. And the count now goes full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just watching the way that Lindor turned into the pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This is grounded foul. Just past the bag at first base. And that keeps the count at 3-2. Friend Gracie Lynn says, who makes the MLB prospect lists? Yeah, that is for sure MLB pipeline. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2 to Lindor. Yeah, the top 30s and the top lists, they're definitely something to be desired. Always moving a little bit. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and fouled away. This is starting to turn into a bit of a battle here. This is going to be a 10-pitch at bat now coming up here for Lindor. Has he been able to battle Iglesias here? That's not a good sign for the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and another one hammered foul just past the bag at first base. Olsen had hugging the line. Now we're at 10 pitches in this at bat. Definitely in the deepest of the waters right now. So here comes the 3-2 offering. Fastball swung on, grounded softly over to second, and it is fielded by Alvarez. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Lindor on a ground out 4-3. So that is won by the pitcher Iglesias. as he retires Lindor for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Jose Iglesias. And for Jose Iglesias, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He takes the first pitch, breaking ball down, and the first base umpire said that he went around on it, so Iglesias is going to be hit with a strike, so no balls and 1 strike. Iglesias popped to the catcher, lined to third, and has struck out looking in his 3 trips. Pitches a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Now he's in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. Gracie Lynn asks if these 2 Iglesiases are related, and I would strongly say no. I know the one at the plate is from Cuba. I'm just not sure where Raciel Iglesias is from, if he is also Cuban or if he is Dominican. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 0-2 to Jose Iglesias. Iglesias looking to find a way to get on base here. Here comes the 0-2 offering. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on, looped softly down the left field line, but it's going to get into the seats. Count remains at 0-2. Gracie Lynn says both were born in Cuba. One is more of the Latin flavor and one is more of the Caribbean flavor, if you know what I mean. So just the darkness of their skin, I would say that probably not related, but you never know. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that goes all the way to the backstop, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. That's just my guess. But I just don't think that these 2 are specifically related to one another. Only thing in common is their last name. Iglesias has 22 pitches so far and 18 for strikes. Fastball taken for a call, 3rd strike. And that is going to retire Jose Iglesias. So the battle of the Iglesiases goes to Jose. And that is going to do it for out number 3 here in the 9th inning. No runs in the inning. No hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to inning number 10. It'll be the Braves coming to bat. It'll be Arcia, Kalenic, and Riley when we return. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. And our friend, Steve Rademacher, to keep you in check.
Hey guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Def Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to the 10th inning. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. We're glad you guys are with us here tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Phil Maton coming in. He'll be the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Mets. So Maton on in relief. You're going to start with the runner at second, which is going to be a Ramon Laureano, and squaring the bunt is Arcia, and that ball is down. It's a good one. He's going to advance him over to third. So Laureano, who starts at second base, has now been advanced to third. That'll go in the books as a sacrifice, 1-3 for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Jared Kalenic. Well, I say Kalenic. I mean, there's been multiple things. We heard up here, there was Kelnick. Then there was Kalenic. There's Kelnic. And I guess we'd have to stick a microphone into his face and hear how he actually enunciates his name. And I'll say it either way. Here we are. They're trying to squeeze, did the Braves. Now they got Laureano hung up between third and home. And now Laureano has run over Alvarez. He dropped the shoulder, came over to pat Alvarez. Alvarez wasn't very happy, but he is able to, everything is safe. The Mets players have all gathered around. And Laureano patting him on the back as he leaves there. Laureano has had these type of incidents before. I remember when he was at Oakland and the Houston Astros, they had a little bit of a intensity, but they tried the squeeze here. Laureano got hung up. They had pitched out and they got him hung up between third and home. And then he ends up dropping into Alvarez. And Alvarez got pretty upset. We're looking at the replay here. Gets him back on his heels. And he takes off. He's running in fair territory. And then what he does is, I don't know. I think personally, I think that would have been more on Alvarez there. He had come to tag him. Laureano was in a straight line. He dropped the shoulder, but there wouldn't have been any contact if Alvarez doesn't lean into him. Regardless, he is out. That's going to be a put out. And more than likely, it'll go 1-2 to 5-2. That's the second out of the inning. And Kalenic at the plate here has got a 1-0 count. So very, very interesting. So Kalenic here batting with 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't know what they were thinking of in that situation. Got a chance to win the ball game. All you need is a base hit. And certainly the left-handed hitting. Kalenic swings through that pitch, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Very, very strange. And 2 quick outs here for Phil Maton to work with. Here's the pitch again. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sealand says, not the smartest idea. Can't believe that would be the third base coach's idea. As that fastball misses way outside. Count now goes to 3-2. I mean, you got the runner at third. There's 1 gone, and you got 2 cracks to bring him home at the top of the order. If it was Laureano and Arcia batting, why not? Here's a ground ball tapped back to the pitcher. Maton fields it. He underhand flips it to first. Kalenic is in the books. That goes as a ground out 1-3. That will do it here in the 10th for the Braves. It'll be the Mets coming to bat here in just a moment. So no runs in the inning. There was no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 10th. It'll be Martinez, Alonso, and Vientos when we return. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be JD Martinez, Pete Alonso, and Mark Vientos to come to bat. And boy, that was a ugly top of the inning for the Braves. Interesting that the pitcher got all 3 outs, but yet he only faced 2 batters as they were able to get Laureano a run down or run out. It's going to be a pitching change here, as it is now going to be Pierce Johnson, who is heating up earlier in the ball game. He is coming on in relief of Raciel Iglesias. So Pierce Johnson on in relief. It's his 34th appearance. He's got a 3.03 ERA, has struck out 42 and walked only 13 batters. So Johnson on in relief. The runner at second base is Jose Iglesias. So he is, you take this here as the runner. One would have to think that with Martinez, Alonso, and Vientos coming up, they'll take this opportunity every single time with the Mets. So here comes the first offering to JD Martinez as Johnson holds set. He kicks and fires. Fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Not sure if JD Martinez liked that call, but it did look pretty good. So no balls and 1 strike to Martinez. Here comes the 0-1 as the right-hander holds himself to the set. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Johnson holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, and they say that Martinez went around. Runs the count now to 1-2. So here you go in a similar situation. If we were in Japan, you probably would have seen a bunt at this point, but you're not going to see that in North American baseball. I guess we're too good to bunt these days is the situation, but Martinez can swing the stick. Breaking ball misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, and they say that Martinez couldn't hold up. He goes down on strikes. He's in the books. So that is 1 away. That's going to bring up Pete Alonso to the plate. So twice on breaking balls down and away, taking a page from the Javi Baez playbook. Not able to hold up on the pitch. Martinez is gone for the first out of the inning, and that brings up the polar bear in Pete Alonso, but we're not even going to see him because they're not putting anything with this, so you're going to intentionally walk him. They're going to put the bat in Mark Vientos' hands. So now they got runners at first and second. And that's good managing, I think, by Snitker, because now you set up the double play possibility. And Vientos is batting here. He is 0 for 3 tonight. So here comes the first offering to Vientos, and it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So you took the bat out of Martinez, or Martinez took the bat out of his hand by striking out. And then you take the bat out of Alonso's hand by walking him. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Vientos. Vientos looking to be the hero in this one. As time has been called here, it's the timeout issued by the hitter. So 2 balls and no strikes. Vientos looking to do some damage as the right-hander Johnson holds set. And here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Vientos. Right-hander Johnson holds set. Now he's ready to deliver again. He checks the runner at second, now delivers. Breaking ball waved out and missed. Count now goes to 2-2. Jeff McNeil waiting his turn on deck. After this game is done, we'll wrap up all the games from around the MLB, and then we'll close it out with the recap of this one. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball waved out and missed. Vientos couldn't hold up. He goes the way of JD Martinez. He's down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to Jeff McNeil. So 2 gone with the runner Iglesias at second and Alonso at first. McNeil striding the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. As the right-hander Johnson delivers a fastball that misses way outside. The count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Francisco Alvarez waits his turn on deck. It'd be ironic if Alvarez got a chance to come to the plate to stick the dagger in the heart of the Braves. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Johnson delivers. Breaking ball swung on, belted to deep right field. This ball could be trouble. It in moving over, and it's misplayed by the right fielder. He overran the ball, did Laureano, and coming home to score is Jose Iglesias. I can't believe it. That ball there, he overran the ball down the right field line, and it drops in. What a way to end the game. So you get run out trying to have a squeeze, and then you're running to try to catch the ball, and you overrun it down the right field line. I don't know if you even touched the ball. It's probably at least going to be a single for McNeil. Coming home to score is Iglesias, and the Mets walk it off unbelievably here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Our friend Sossup is in the house on Twitch. You just missed an unbelievable finish to this game. Laureano, we're going to see that again on the replay. And as that ball starts to come down, he overran the ball. Unbelievable. And that allows Iglesias to score and a 3-2 final. Oh boy, you couldn't see that in Little League. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back to wrap this up. And our friend Sossup is asking us if we've been going to any games. I'll come back in just a couple of seconds. Hang tight, everybody. Unbelievable finish to this one. We'll be right back in just a couple.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. I can't believe that finish. That was absolutely unbelievable. And being that we are neutral, that was absolutely crazy. They did give McNeil a single on that because Laureano didn't touch the ball. We'll recap it for you, answer a couple of the questions from our chat here as our friend Sossup asked a couple of things, and then our friend Gracie Lynn has been with us as well. So just real quick rundown of this game here. The scoring got going back in the second inning with 2 out. It was a Ramon Laureano single. He stole second. Orlando Arcia came up to the plate and drove home Laureano with the first run of the game. The score was 1-0 for the Braves. Mets responded in the top of the third inning with 1 out. It was a walk to Tyrone Taylor. After DJ Stewart struck out, Francisco Lindor deposited a 2-run shot in the left center field to give the Mets a 2-1 lead. Braves battled back to tie the game in the sixth inning. A leadoff walk to Marcell Ozuna. And after a single by Matt Olson, Travis d'Arnaud singled home Ozuna to make the score 2-2. And that's where it stood until the bottom of the 10th inning. The ghost runner was Jose Iglesias. He started at second. JD Martinez struck out. Then they intentionally walked Pete Alonso. Mark Vientos struck out. And then up stepped Jeff McNeil. Ball was hit down the right field line. Ramon Laureano racing toward the right field corner to make the catch, and he overran the ball, dropping in behind him, and that allowed the run to score from second. It would have been the third out of the inning, but instead, the game is over. 3-2 final for the New York Mets. So that is your final score on this one here. A couple other pieces. Our friend Sossup asked how things were going, if we made it to any games this year. We got to a couple early on. Saw the Reds and the Mariners. Also saw the Braves and the Mariners. And in about a week's time, we're going to see the Royals and the Tigers in Detroit. And may try to squeeze one more in. And we're going to get about 6 or 7 games in Japan starting toward the end of next month. We're going to be back in the land of the rising sun. Take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll give you all the games. All the other games are finals with the exception of the Angels Athletics that are just underway. We called earlier today, we called the Tigers and the Guardians. 3-0 Tigers beat the Guardians. Easton Lucas got the win. Gavin Williams the loss. Shelby Miller the save. Tigers improved to 51-53 on the year. Guardians dropped to 61-41. It was a no-hitter in Washington, but it was by the Padres. Dylan Cease, 3-6-0 for the Padres, 0-1 for the Nationals. Cease gets the win. He's 10-8. Corbin takes the loss. He's 2-10. Orioles in extra innings beat the Marlins 7-6. It was Yennier Cano getting the win. He's 4-2. Foucher takes the loss. He's 2-2. Sionel Perez gets the save. He is his second of the year. The Rangers dealt another blow to the White Sox. White Sox fell to 51 games below 500. 2-10-1 for the Rangers, 1-5-0 for the Sox. Scherzer gets the win. He's 2-3. Cannon the loss. He's 1-5. And Nate Robertson, or not Nate Robertson, but it was David Robertson gets the save. That's his second of the year. The Tampa Bay Rays marched into Toronto and deposited a 13-0 beatdown on the Blue Jays. 13-16-0 for the Rays, 0-2-0 for the Jays. Taj Bradley gets the win. He's 6-4. Chris Bassett the loss. He's 8-9. Dodgers knocked off the Giants today 6-4, 6-14-0 for the Dodgers, 4-11-0 for the Giants. Blake Treinen the win. He's 5-2. Ty Rogers takes the loss. He is 1-4. And Brent Honeywell gets his first save. And then, of course, the game that we just called here for you, the Mets had beaten the Braves. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Mets. 2-7-0 for the Braves. Final score 3-2. Phil Maton gets the win. Pierce Johnson takes the loss. And that is your final. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate y'all for jumping in here with us tonight. My friend Gracie Lynn, we thank you for being here. She says she's going to do some shots of something I don't know what it is to try to forget that game. No idea what's happening to her Braves. Lots of injuries, lots of people hurt. I wonder if they slip right out of the playoffs. But we'll wait and see as this game carries on. Take it easy, everybody. Sauce up. Appreciate you for being here as well, jumping in. Everybody else who stopped in to listen tonight, have yourselves a great night. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Japanese baseball tomorrow night, 9 Pacific, midnight Eastern. Hope you can join us. We'll see you then.